In Australia, that's an island very far away. I did not know flat-footed Mexicans were born in Australia. Tszyu? Mexican Tszyu, what you gonna do?
Yo, what's good everyone? This is Ayo Boxing with Maripa, and we're here to talk about the mistake that Keith Thurman made. So yesterday was a press conference for Tszyu versus Keith Thurman, and for what it was an entertaining press conference. The two obvious standouts were Rolly Romero and Keith Thurman. Thurman in particular brought a lot of energy and was doing his best to sell the fight, and I enjoyed it. It was good to see Thurman back in the spotlight and on the mic, very entertaining. But Thurman said something that caused controversy among some boxing fans, which was referring to Tszyu as a flat-footed Mexican.
In Australia, that's an island very far away. I did not know flat-footed Mexicans were born in Australia. Tszyu? Mexican Tszyu, what you gonna do?
And this remark caused outrage among the Mexican fan base. I've seen a lot of Mexican fans upset in the comments and on Twitter about it, and it's justified for them to feel that way, which is why I believe that Keith Thurman made a mistake. I don't think that Thurman is a racist or a bigot, but I disliked it and I thought the comment was unnecessary and distasteful. I understand what Thurman was trying to say. He was implying that a boxer with movement will beat the come forward pressure style. The reasoning behind this idea is that the pressure fighter, for the most part, needs to have their feet set in order to be effective offensively and land their punches. The movement from a pure boxer, however, disrupts this and forces the pressure fighter to move and constantly reset their feet, while the pure boxer is able to take advantage of this and attack on a reset. If the pressure fighter can't set his feet, that means he can't punch, therefore neutralizing the pressure fighter style. A lot of Mexican boxers have that come forward pressure style, and we've seen that dynamic between the boxer and the pressure fighter play out throughout the history of boxing. The two best examples in recent history is Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez and Bivol versus Canelo. Haney versus Regis is another example. Even though Regis isn't Mexican, he still has that come forward style. And there are other examples that we can point to from the past. But this is where the term flat-footed Mexican comes from. The term isn't explicitly derogatory, but it can be taken that way and used in a derogatory manner. However, this is where the term runner also originated from, which has a negative connotation when describing pure boxers or guys that use movement. The runner term is usually used against Black American fighters, Floyd being a prime example of this, and Tszyu also played into this somewhat when he was replying back to Keith Thurman.
Okay? Don't be running like a gazelle.
You didn't want me to stand there?
Don't be
Please
running.
do. Please let me beat you up, Keith.
Let's go.
Please let me beat you up.
Middle of
Can
the
I
ring.
punch you in the face?
Okay, middle of the
Can
ring.
I punch you? Please.
Middle of the ring.
I'll be right there, baby.
right.
I'll be right
Let's
there.
go. Deal.
I won't be hard to find.
Regardless of what Thurman meant or what Tszyu said, whenever race is brought up in boxing, it will cause controversy, and it will bring out a lot of unnecessary bullshit that I dislike. Race fans are the worst type of fans, and they're already coming out the woodwork due to this. But it's clear to see that Thurman believes in his ability to win. Thurman has a pure boxer-puncher style, and was implying that he was going to neutralize the pressure style of Tszyu. But we've also seen this dynamic in reverse as well, where the pressure fighter is able to neutralize the movement of the pure boxer by cutting off the ring or applying so much pressure that eventually drains the stamina of the boxer, which leads to the pressure fighter walking down the boxer and overwhelming them. David Benavidez did this against Caleb Plant and Demetrius Andre last year, while Canelo did it to Jermell Charlo, Billy Joe Saunders, and Plant. Tszyu did it to Tony Harrison, but I have to mention that Harrison didn't use his legs that much in that fight. However, Tim's pressure was effective against Mendoza whenever he tried to fight from the outside. And with Thurman being vulnerable to the body, it's likely that Tszyu's pressure will overwhelm Thurman. To be honest, Tszyu has the opportunity to solidify himself in America with this fight. A lot of Mexicans are now rooting against Keith Thurman and are now supporting Tszyu. If Tszyu wins this, and better yet, stops Thurman, it's guaranteed he'll gain a Mexican fan base, especially in Las Vegas. It will be similar to how Triple G gained a Mexican fan base due to his style being similar to the Mexican style. Thurman, on the other hand, has stoked the flames of controversy, which has increased the interest of this fight. Regardless of how you feel, his comments is selling this fight, so he's doing his part to promote it. With the stakes being raised, Thurman has opportunity to pull off a massive upset now. But who knows, this is boxing, anything can happen But thank you for tuning in with Ayo Boxing with Madiba. Hit like, subscribe, and more content's coming your way.